Asked this question yesterday in response to my video about, is it time to fire your agent? So we went through a bunch of reasons why it might be time to look for a new real estate agent. So now somebody asked, well, how do I fire my real estate agent? And that's actually a really good question. So the first thing you want to do is review your contract. And what I'm going to tell you right now is that I'm licensed in Maine and New Hampshire, so I'm only going to speak on those states. If you're an agent watching this, it might be different, or whatever, a client watching this in another state, it might be different. So number one, review your contract. In our states, our contracts are bilateral contracts, which means that both parties have to agree. In order to get into the contract, we both have to sign. In order to get out of it, we both have to sign. So that's really important to know. It's going to outline all the terms about ending the relationship as well, and including like how you should be notified and if there are any fees involved. So look at your contract. You want to communicate clearly with your agent. Don't over explain it. I often say to clients when I first meet them that if you ever want to get out of our contract, granted, if we're in the ninth inning here or eighth inning, I don't know, whatever. We're at the end of the transaction. You're not getting out of the contract. Like, we're finishing a whole transaction. But if we're looking at properties or I'm marketing your property and you think I'm not doing a good job and you want to get out of it, I can guarantee that I want to get out of it too. Doesn't happen very often. It has happened in my career. And so trust that the agent probably does not want to work with you. So it should not be difficult to get out of the contract, but they are not required to let you out unless it's within those terms in the contract. Now, you can ask the agent for a release or a termination of the contract, depending on whether you are listing a property. So if you're in a listing agreement with an agent, again, I'm only talking on Maine and New Hampshire because that is where I'm licensed. If you're in a listing agreement with an agent and you do not want that agent listing your house anymore and you're not under contract for anything, you should ask for a termination if you are looking to relist your house with somebody else, because the alternative to that is just withdrawing the listing from the market, which means that you are still in a contract with that agent/brokerage. So keep that in mind. If you're looking to not work with this agent anymore, you need to terminate your agreement, not just withdraw the listing from the market. So the specific question I got asked is, are you required to pay commission on houses they've already seen with you? And that's, so let's say you are a buyer. Oh, my broker is watching this. If you're a buyer and you're like, I don't want to work with this agent anymore, and they've shown you houses, you definitely want to look at your contract and see what the terms in there are. It will tell you. So what they're talking about here is procuring cause, and that is did the agent cause you to be interested in the property, or did they bring you out and show you the property? So let's just give an example. I'm a buyer. I went out with my buyer agent. I saw a house. I really liked it, but I don't really like my agent. So I terminate my contract with the agent. The agent agrees. We're out of that contract. I then go to the listing agent directly. And write an offer, and it's accepted. It's very likely that you're still going to owe that other agent/brokerage, or they're going to owe you commission. You're going to owe them commission on it. Whew, is it Friday yet? But again, you're going to want to look at your agreement. If you're not getting anywhere with the agent, sometimes agents just don't want to address it, or if they're really hard to get in touch with to begin with, you may want to reach out directly to their broker. That's really easy to find. You can go onto the website for the agency and just look to where it says broker, managing broker, something like that. That's the person that you want to talk to. Because remember, you as a consumer are in a contract with the brokerage. The agent is usually just an appointed agent, and that's the person that you deal with, and that's the person that knows everything about your transaction and your situation. But you're in the contract with the brokerage, and they're really going to have the final say. And sometimes you just can't get out of that contract, and that's just how it is. You have to be really careful about contracts you sign. I do have a lot of videos about that, so look back. If you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch with me. I am happy to answer them. You know how to do it.